What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we get started, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, Code RDF, Bookmap, and others. These disclaimers are down below this video on all platforms. You got any questions? Head to the site, realdealfutures.com. Let's jump on the charts. Let's see what we got rolling this morning. We are here looking at ES on Top 1 Futures with Project X, selling off back through VWAP right here. We got a 7-pack of straight to funded Sim Pro accounts that I've been trading live with you guys here for quite a while. Definitely don't want to limit into to 5 here, maybe 2. Going to be trading these live with you guys today, as always, as I have been since we got started. Took the L yesterday on some Trump news. See if we can't bounce back from that one. See what we can do. Been pretty back and forth in these accounts, but that's part of just taking it slow, right? So just taking a look on the daily, what we did yesterday, sold off really harshly after that Trump news, after that did come in. We sold off pretty harshly all the way down to that 62.46 and a quarter. That's what I got as prior day low here on ES. And really opened up to the upside. Just continued to drive higher on this bad boy through the overnight session. So taking a look at what we got. Here's session changeover. Little dip down, and then we've stayed above VWAP really up until this morning, right? We tested it right here. Put our overnight high in, what I mark as overnight high, the area between session changeover from prior day all the way up until right now, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Up at 62.89. Overnight low I've got marked on this little dip after the session changeover after the open today. 62.54 and a half. So looking at this thing selling off through VWAP, I'm curious, do we start to really pull back? Do we start to really sell off harshly today? Or is this just a, if we look at like a higher time frame, is this just a dip down, retest this area consolidation, test this area of high volume, bounce, and we're back off to the races. So far, opening up to the downside. Take a look at news real quick here as well. Just zoom back out, not to make you guys dizzy. What's up? Good morning, chat. What's happening? Good morning, Nate. Good morning, Ralph. What's going on? Christy, good morning. Andrew, what's going on? Scott says, howdy, idiot number 2, 3, and 45 in the house. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Aaron, good morning. Z from California. What is going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome to the show. You guys know the drill. See if we can't make some money in these markets, right? Let's see what we could do. I'm going to I wanted to pull up Bookmap over here on the side as we're getting ready to roll. Just want to make sure I got Bookmap opened up on the side here. Bear with me for a second, guys. Let's see. Hang tight. Right back down to VWAP. How we doing this morning, chat? How we feeling? Feeling good? I'm feeling good on this fine Tuesday, July 8th. Let's see. Yeah, so we start to just looking to frame out some trade ideas, right? As I always do. We're going into a lot of liquidity up above. I'll pull Bookmap off the screen. We're showing Bookmap a lot yesterday. We let a trade run while I had Bookmap open up until Trump had to dump the market, unfortunately. We had a trade running with Bookmap showing quite a bit of liquidity, which was interesting to look at. We got quite a bit up above price, all the way through to like the 85s, right up around this area of volume. Not surprising, right? That the book's pretty thick through all of this. Overnight high up here at 62.92. We got a nice stack, 210 on the book right there. And then it dries up a little bit till we get back up to the 6,300, big round number that we've been hanging out at. Since we got up here yesterday, we had some consolidation around that number. Same play that I'm always looking for, right? Short a pop, buy a dip, off the open, back towards VWAP. So we start to sell off. I could see a pretty aggressive buy setting up, actually a little bit early this morning here, off the 60s. That wouldn't look too bad. Back down to the low end of this area volume, some consolidation after we really sold off and then chopped here. We've got 153 on the book. Came on after the open, which I'm not too much of a fan of. I love to see stuff sitting there for a long period of time. But we got some liquidity down there. I could see that for a long. I could see that for an area of long. Not waiting for it to get all the way down to overnight low, to prior day low, because if we do that, I think we might start selling off. I think if we come all the way through this again, I think we are headed lower. So first play, just wanted to adjust my mic there. First play, I'd be looking off the 60s potentially. We continue to sell off right here, right into the open for a pop back up. That's going to be my first idea. To the upside, probably off the 92s. I'd have to wait. I could throw a little horizontal ray up there. We've got 92.5, really. Let me zoom in real quick to take a look. Yeah, 92.5. 62, 92.5. We got 209 on the book up there. That looks pretty good. If we were going to come up here and crack this overnight high level, I'd be waiting for a pop through that liquidity for a potential short. I would be fading a move to the upside, holding through this, this VWAP through the session. But if we popped up here, I'd be looking for a quick move back down to VWAP. So that's going to be my play. But right now, this looks like we want to continue lower. Let's see if we chop around VWAP. Let's see if we come back up towards the 80s, the high 80s. Interested to see. So first two, here, I'll frame it like this. Here's what I'm looking at for levels. Around these areas, right? These aren't magic. These aren't anything too special. Let's make them purple so they're not so damn blinding. We'll make them purple, right? That's kind of what I'm looking at. Sweep of one of those areas. We got some liquidity sitting at both of these levels here on ES. I'd be looking for a pop or a dip to fade that for an initial movement. If we really start to blast through one of these levels, how we get to these levels make a difference as well. So I'm not saying I'm going to buy or sell directly off of them, but those are my areas of interest. A whole lot could happen before we get there, and that could generate another trade idea. But for right now, that's what I'd be looking at. And again, here we are at VWAP, hanging out back at VWAP off the open. So let's see. Good morning, chat. Good morning. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Checking a couple messages. We come back through VWAP here. Interesting. What's up, y'all? And while we are hanging out, chat, what's up? Feeling good. Nate's feeling good this morning. Nice, Nate. You know the drill. I got something for you, brother. Set that PDLL, set that personal daily profit target, and lock the settings. Guys, I think that's an absolute cheat code here on Project X. If you're trading with Top 1 Futures, if you're trading with another prop firm on Project X, if you're trading with another platform that allows you to set risk parameters, if you struggle with tilt at all, if you struggle with risk management, as so many of us do, utilize that cheat code. Utilize that personal daily loss limit. Utilize that personal daily profit target. And not only set it to liquidate and lock you out, but hit the lockout button. So you can't go back in and change the settings. It's very freeing. It's very freeing knowing you have exactly how many bullets you have in the gun, right? You can think about how you want to use them, and once that clip's empty, you're done. You're backing off. You're not going to run into the enemy's face with an empty magazine. I don't know if that was a good analogy, but what's up? What's up, all you nice people? Wolf, what's up? Did the giveaway happen already? No, we just got here. Didn't get a notification. I'm late. What's up? No, guys, we just hopped on. No worries. I see we got a bunch of people hopping on. You know the drill. Smash like, smash subscribe. We don't have that many people on. Hit the like button. Hit like. Hit subscribe. Or just don't do anything. You don't have to do anything. Free means free. But while we're hanging out, since you guys are talking about it, you guys know what we got coming up this week. We didn't have one yesterday. We got multiple 50K accounts to be given away from Top 1 Futures. These are the straight to funded, no evaluation accounts. No activation fee. Somebody gets funded right here on the live stream. We got multiple of these bad boys to give away each week. Along with that, while I'm talking about it, Top 1 Futures is running a hell of a deal through this week. This ends on Friday, July 11th at midnight. We got 55% off the Elite Challenges and the straight to funded Sim Pro accounts. Wildly good deal in my humble opinion. Up to you whether or not you like those or you like the OG instant funded with the end of day trailing drawdown. 35% off of those bad boys. That's what we got rolling from Top 1 Futures. I will throw the link in the chat since I actually haven't thrown it in the chat all morning. My bad. I thought we had the link in chat. Hang on one second. Whoops. Code RDF gets you the best deal. Better than what's on the site, what's on the email, what's everywhere. Happy to have that negotiated for you guys with them. Let me go ahead and pin that one up top. Ooh, YouTube's doing the crown thing again. Wolf, what's up? What's up? Zach does giveaways when I'm not here. He thinks that I'll win them all. No. Giveaways are random. You guys know the drill. We get this in to the boys and girls in Twitter because for some reason StreamYard doesn't like Twitter too much. Let's see. As we are pushing back up to the upside, coming through that liquidity, guys. Interested to see, do we pop up? Ooh, they pulled a little bit at that 92. This is looking interesting up here. I'm eyeballing the short. If I don't get too distracted with trying to get links and codes out to everybody. Yeah, so some of that liquidity got pulled as we started to drive towards it and then came back on the book. Some of it looked like it got moved down to that 85. The 82s. Growing CVD. I'm not dead set in jumping in short here. This wouldn't be bad for a little scalpy type move back to VWAP, but I want to see if we continue to drive higher. That's going to be my play. There we go. Now everybody's got the link and code in chat. Cool. What's up, everybody from YouTube, from X, from Kick? We're streaming everywhere. We're non-discriminatory streaming. All platforms. We'll make it easy for you guys. Free 99 everywhere, wherever you want to hop on. All right, let's see. Yeah, watching bookmap on this bad boy. I'm still looking off this overnight high, maybe to the 92s for a short. That's my potential first play of the day. We pop up. I'm going to look to short that. There's really not too much above it. Can we just continue driving higher and blast through all-time highs, come right back up? Sure, absolutely, right? And we're looking pretty bullish over here. I think this wouldn't be a bad idea to look for a potential short for a reversion trade back down to the area of high volume where we've been consolidating back and forth if you look at the 15-minute through London session, right? Wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't mind of a sweep of this high. A little bit of a reaction, right? Something maybe on volume, order flow, price action, market structure to tell me we're not just going to rip my face off. Maybe. But if we pop right through the, right up to and through this 92.5, we fill that liquidity, I'm going to look to jump in. That's going to be my play. we just chop here. We come back and down, back and forth, back through VWAP. I'm not going to get anything. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Let's see. And while you guys are on here, if some of you are from the other side of the world, I threw it in Discord. I started to throw it on socials. Going to be streaming for London Open. Going to be starting these streams, what did I say, 2:45 a.m.? Going to be streaming 2:45 a.m. tomorrow morning for the rest of the week. And I'm going to try to hit New York sessions. I'm going to burn the candle at both ends. We're going to see how well this goes for me. But I had a lot of fun with you guys that hopped on for London session. It was just really cool. And I've got to meet a handful of people that I just don't think I would ever get a chance to talk to or have in the community. So I will be on for, about 2:45. London opens right around that 3 a.m. time frame. Maybe a little bit of volatility comes into the market. Not a whole lot compared to New York. But I'm going to be on about that 2:45 a.m. time frame. We'll see how well I do waking up and making that making that call. But I'll be on streaming for London session here on YouTube and Kick and Twitter. So be pretty fun. I know not a lot of guys that I know from New York are East Coast just as a whole, or West Coast for that matter, are waking up to stream. So I'm happy to do it. We'll see how it really fits my schedule, how tired I get, how much I really want to do it. But I figured I would test a little bit this week. Kind of got a slow week, just a little bit choppy action. I'm not expecting too much, and I want to give myself some time to trade a couple different sets of accounts. So I think I'm going to keep this set of Sim Pro. I always forget the names of these things. Straight to funded Sim Pro, the 7-pack for New York session, and I will have a separate 3-pack that I might trade individually just so we can get like really aggressive, to get a little scalping going. I don't know. Maybe look at NQ like Wolf suggested. Maybe look at something else if ES is just not doing anything, and have some fun for London. And again, I think that would be fun to do because it's pretty low expectations for me, right? I don't trade London. I haven't traded it in a couple of years. And when I did, I was trading it in the Forex market for the most part. So I'd come in it with really low expectations, the same way I have pretty low expectations for myself with these intraday trailing drawdown accounts. I'm happy to show you what it looks like to start out with no experience trading an intraday trailing drawdown, anything with an ESS, and try to make it work. So it'd be fun. I've been wanting to do that for a while, kind of have like set accounts to trade. And that will also help me out a little bit because I'm trading my live personal brokerage now. Got set up, working through a nice live cash account, and you got to have time and different times to trade them all. Otherwise, they just overlap like crazy. So that's what I think that's what I'm gonna be working on. Taking it nice and slow and steady with top one, looking not to do anything too crazy, not worrying about payouts, working my way slowly to some nice consistent trading, and then hopefully be called up to a live account at some point, maybe in the future, and then get some live account trading, make some money, right? Pay the bills. And then along with that, I've got some other accounts, some other prop accounts on the back end. So it's a lot to manage. So I like the way I'm thinking about this. Are the goats here? What's up, Ralph? What's up, Nate? Ryan and Kim are missing. They are. Yeah, we don't know where the OGs are. Up 50, waiting for orb to break. Nice, Nate. Nice. Looking for that opening range breakout. That 15-minute opening range breakout, I'm assuming. Yeah, I see more and more people talking about orb, talking about that opening range break. It's a really beautiful approach, right? It's very, very simple. And I think, I like it. I really like it. I think it can be combined with a lot of different things. I think initial balance can be another range to look at. Correct. Nice. Nate's trading the 15-minute opening range breakout. Very, very simple. I think so many traders overcomplicate it. Like I watched a video. I think it was, I forget the dude's name. Is it? I want to mess it up. Hang on one second. Yeah, Big Daddy Max. That dude's hysterical. I think he's a big 15-minute opening range trader, orb trader. They stream free all the time. He's got a bunch of guests on and stuff. And yeah, Big Daddy Max. Yeah, he did just such a funny video. I was watching it. It was a reel. He's like, "You're still paying for Discords where and he's got glasses on, and he's like,
There's like 15 fair value gaps above price, and we're thinking of looking at this, and maybe we go over here and inverse, blah, blah, blah. It's like all this complicated BS. And he's like, here's my stream, and it's just them having fun, and they're essentially trading like, orb and stuff like that. But keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. The way that I trade, really stupidly simple. I use some tools, right? I talk about some different stuff, but at its core, it's really, really, yeah. Him and Llama, yeah, Nate saw that one. Keep it simple, man. I think this crazy overcomplication of like why everything is where everything's happening, right? Here's me. Okay, opens up for New York session. We got a level here, overnight high, literally one objective level and one objective level down here. We got liquidity at both of these areas. If price pops to the upside, I'm going to sell it back down towards VWAP and visible range volume profile, area of high volume. We come down, I'm going to buy it back up towards VWAP or visible range volume profile. When it gets here, I'm just going to give it a split second to take a look and see what happens, what it looks like on Bookmap. But really simple. Why? Go ahead and overcomplicate it and just let me know how it goes for you. I don't see many traders do well overcomplicating things, So, yeah, I thought that one was funny. But, yeah, Orb is cool. Opening range breakout is really cool. I think you can make it work. Again, I watched Hogard trade for a long time. Tom Hogard, Best Loser Wins author. Obviously a hell of a trader that's been around for forever. And he essentially trades a variation of an opening range breakout, right? It's more complicated than that. And he's got some rules that are set on how and when and where he places a stop. But that, advanced school run strategy, SRS, the things that he trades, they're range breaks. It's pretty simple. He applies quite a bit of discretion to that. I think, the guys over there probably do as well. It's not like they're just always going to do one thing and you can code it into a bot or an EA and just go sleep on the beach. You're using your discretion, right? You're using your experience in the markets to a degree within reason, like we talked about yesterday with trade management versus entries. But you have a framework, right? A model, even though I hate that stupid word. Right, you have some way that you're approaching the market the same pretty much every day. Go back and watch pretty much every one of my live streams, let's say over the last couple months. I'm trading ES on the same time frame at the same time of the day outside of London, which we're coming up, the same way, right? And that's what I'm talking about for London. Haven't traded that in a while. Talking about doing some different stuff, having some little fun scalping. Low expectations, right? Just don't have a lot of time doing that. I got a lot of time doing this, so I got a little bit higher expectations. Don't have as much time with intraday trailing drawdown accounts, so maybe not as high of expectations. But yeah, apply some consistency and then apply your discretion. Maybe have a pretty consistent way to manage risk. I think that's very important to control your risk. But keep it stupidly simple. Really, really stupidly simple. One of the guys that I followed and was part of his community for quite a while and was on all the live streams and stuff. The two things, I got to go back and look at it and see if he's still repeating it. It was like, keep things simple and control risk. Anything else that you do whatever you want. But that was literally it. Keep it simple and control risk. And I love that. Absolutely love that. It's I think it's a cornerstone. Apply some consistency, right? Utilize your experience to a degree. I think those things can be helpful as well. And focus on your mindset. That's the differentiator, unfortunately. Be a lot easier if it wasn't. So not a whole lot out of this just yet, guys. We popped right off, we sold off at the open, popped right back up, and now here we are, a little over a 10-point range, right? Here is our opening candle right here, 9:30 a.m. This is going to be our low. This is going to be our high. 11.5-point range here on ES. Not a whole lot of volatility just yet. So hanging tight. Waiting to see what we got going on. That's my play. That's my game plan. I'm sticking to it. But as always, appreciate you guys hopping on. Always appreciate you guys hopping on.
Let's see. Back down towards VWAP on this bad boy. Good morning, bro. What's up? What's going on? I use, yeah, here we go. Yeah, 1,000% win rate, 0 drawdown on equity, risk to reward 20 to 1. Yep. That's the key. You'll win the trades you don't even take. Scott, fairly heartbeat. Yeah. This is pretty slow moving here, guys. Very slow moving. Again, I'm not surprised, right? I was a little bit surprised by the volatility yesterday. Unfortunately, I was on the wrong side of a Trump comment. That happens. But what I talked about is we're post-holiday week, 4th of July. This is, let me get rid of that banner so we can see this full thing. This is forexfactory.com, not partnered or affiliated with these guys, just an old financial news site that I like to check. You could use Market Watch. You could use Financial Juice. I think Financial Juice is really good for like up-to-the-date things, up-to-the-minute like updates, but not a whole lot on the board, right? We got past a lot of news last week. We had a holiday on the weekend, and now we're kind of just like we don't got a lot. Yesterday was a whole lot of nothing. Today's a whole lot of nothing. Tomorrow we got some FOMC meeting minutes in the afternoon. That's another reason that like we just might not have anything in the morning for tomorrow either. Unemployment, that could kick things into gear coming into Thursday with some FOMC members speaking into the afternoon. And then not a whole lot on Friday either. So kind of a very light news week post a large news week with a holiday, right? End coming into summer, right? A lot of times traders, starting to sell. A lot of times traders refer to this time as the summer slowdown, the summer slump, right? Different stuff. Everybody just kind of backing off, going on vacation. Institutions just really aren't doing too much. We didn't get it that much last year, but I got a feeling we'll get it this year. Just it's kind of feeling that way nowadays. Last year, there was just like a lot of volatility, especially coming into late summer. Like I think August kicked off with like that wild sell-off, if I'm remembering correctly. And then September had some really wild price action. But traditionally in the markets, there's a little bit cyclical, right? Seasonal. And that summer cycle is kind of a slowdown. Typically just lower volume, lower volatility, traditionally choppy, rangy movements. Does it always happen? No, absolutely not, right? War could break out, something crazy could happen, geopolitical, drivers can continue to move, the market can just change, underlying, anything can happen, right? And we can go on a massive trend or massive sell-off. We can have wild, movement, a lot of volatility. But there's something that you can see traditionally, right? Maybe that happens a little more often than not. If you went and back-tested through the last 20 years of data, right? You might see a trend around July and August that, prices seem to slow down movement. Everything kind of chops and ranges a little bit. And, we just don't get that much out of the markets. Not shocked by this slow open here. Again, yesterday we were chopping a bit. I got long somewhere in here, right? Sat all the way through this, and unfortunately took the stop on a dump on Trump commenting something on news, on tariffs or something along the lines of that. And then that generated some volatility for the rest of the day, for sure. So here we go, selling off a little bit. Looking kind of weak. Hello from Spain. What's up? My new fave Sunday TV show, Bitcoin for Boomers. I have to check that one out, Scott. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, this is looking kind of weak, guys. This is looking kind of weak. Again, I've got a couple levels marked off above my overnight low and prior day low. I've got the 60s. Don't know if we dip all the way down there. This feels like just more chop to me than anything else. But if we start to sell off, I'm going to look for an aggressive buy on this. I think this could be a dip down before we continue higher today. Continuing this price action and structure from the overnight session. The overall trend. But I'm going to watch as we come down towards the 60s. The 65s could be an area of interest as well if we don't come all the way down to these 260s. 265s could be an area of interest. So I'm going to watch what happens. Not a ton of volume behind that, but not nothing. Started to get some selling pressure there. Or do we just pull back right now and chop around? Yeah, not a whole lot out of this. That's what I'm getting so far. Lots of traffic on Bookmap, 70s and 85s. Yep. Absolutely, Scott. I'm seeing the same thing. So, again, I like this long back towards those levels because we didn't dip up and we didn't pop up and grab them, right? I would have been looking short off those. But I don't know if we leave that hanging out here today. At the 85s now, we got 150 on the book. I'm interested to see if that stays there as we start to sell off. Sometimes that stuff gets pulled around. I don't know that we sell off here. This is looking like we just wanted to dip down below session low, fake out the orb, and maybe come right back in. Yeah, that 85 and 92 level, I really do like that to the upside. Down to the 60s, I don't know that I would want to stop before this. Just zoom out a little bit, just get a feel for... Yeah, I like it down here, right? I like a dip down here towards the highs of this. It comes off a market structure as well. This might be all we need to do, right? Right into this area right here. But I like a little bit of a dip down further. Give me a way to structure risk where if we continue to sell off, I'm just dead wrong. But wait a little bit longer for an aggressive buy. But we got buyers stepping in on this. Rising CVD. We might not get that. We might not get that. I'm going to look off the 65s. Around this level. Yeah, here we go. Look off the 65s. Again, guys, just zoom out on the 15-minute. Every once in a while I do that so I can just get a better feel for volume and market structure, just kind of the higher time frame, a little bit higher time frame last few days into last week, what this looked like, how my levels and what I'm looking at on the 1 minute might line up or not line up with, a little bit higher time frame structure. Oh, we got a real strong CVD growing. Ooh. I don't think we're coming down to the 60s. I just don't see it. A little bit lower off the 65s. I'm going to look for this one, guys. Looking long around the 65s. I have the 60s marked out. But this looks like buyers stepping in. And if we break here and really start to sell off, and we come all the way down here, I'm cautious that we might just completely sell off. So I think I got to be wrong from up here. Kind of the way that I like to think about my trades. Can we grab these 65s? I'm going to look to jump in if we do. I would have a stop loss past the 60s. So if we came all the way down to this area, I'm still safe.
Order filled.
I'm in on this. I'm in with 2 minis. This looks strong, really, really strong. I will say I'm leaning a little bit more today on CVD. I want to see how this one plays, and I don't mind putting risk on the line for this. I want to see how this one plays out, or if we're just going to completely disrespect CVD and cumulative volume delta. And that I'm starting to utilize it a little bit too heavily in my trading. But we got a strong amount of buyers start to step in relative to selling pressure, right? Looking at volume. Off of these, right above these 65s. So I'm jumping in much earlier than my 60s down here. Cautious of this level, but again, my thought process here as we started to do this, if we sell off really harshly, I'm just wrong. I'm just straight up wrong on this trade, and I think we're likely to continue probably down through overnight low and prior day low, and I really wouldn't want to be looking long all the way down here. I don't know that I would want to be looking long down here. So I still have the level marked, right? Area of caution, but we also have liquidity at the 50s, right? We got it down here as well. For you guys that are looking at Bookmap or just any form of order flow, we got another, we got another 207 on the book down there. So this could come lower. Same with the 240s. Actually, yeah, I'm looking at this to the downside. We got liquidity down here. We got plenty. So we could start to sell off through these levels all the way down through the 40s, but to the upside, back at the 85s, yeah, we'll do some Bookmap markup. And then I'll delete all this because it's just too much on my chart. Back at the 85s, right here, like Scott was pointing out, actually looks like it is the... Where is it actually? It's at the 84 and a quarter. There's 137 at 84 and a quarter, 138, and then 142 at 85 and a half up there. So that's, let me get rid of that. That's the max that I'd be putting on these accounts right there. So we got quite a bit up above as well. So this could go, could go either way, right? To me, that looked like buyers stepping in after a sweep of this area, coming down into this area of high volume. I'm getting involved before the 60s, again, for two reasons. We still have liquidity down here at all these areas. And my thought process is if we don't bounce here back up towards VWAP, we're coming down lower, and I'm not going to get long on this down here. It should be too aggressive of a sell-off. And I think we're likely to come through prior day low and maybe turn this into a bearish day. So that's the thought process. I'm long 2 from 62, 68 and a quarter. Stop at 62.58 and a quarter. Let me get rid of some of these levels. Arbitrary take profit. As you guys know, I don't hold to a take profit. I drag stop loss into profit if we start to move in my direction, which we're starting to do right now. But I'm not going to just hold arbitrarily to a stop or a take profit. I drag aggressively if we start to move, right? More than a tick or two, like we're seeing right now. We're doing are we doing a giveaway? Have we had a giveaway? We haven't done a giveaway just yet. We may have a giveaway today. Here we go. Starting to get a bounce here. Going to look to trail into profit if we can start to move back towards VWAP on this one. Want to give it a little bit of room to breathe. If this turns from here, I'm going to have to let this come all the way back down on me. That's not enough to grab profit on it just yet. But yeah, this ain't looking bad. This ain't looking bad. We come down through it really aggressively. 60s our last ditch effort right here to bounce. If that doesn't hold, obviously stops getting taken. Me being just a point above that, a point or two below that. I'm not giving it too much room. I would want to see a bounce right off of that level. But stop's in a good place for this trade. Overnight low being right here, dicey, but that's just the play. Let's see. Ooh, buyer's trying this bad boy. Again, I'm going to go back and show you guys this cumulative volume delta. There we go. I'm going to drag this bad boy because we're coming into I'm up to 225 in profit right here. We're coming into some heavy liquidity. I'm probably going to get tagged on this one, guys. I'm dragging tightly. I'll move it over so you can see it. Yeah, tagged out on that one. Damn, I think this thing might pop, but we came into some heavy liquidity right here at the 62, 72 and a quarter. But I'm going to show you why that trade felt really good. I think we blast through this. I don't want to hold long as we start to move into profit here. We have a lot of sell orders sitting right here, a lot, right above price. I mean, relative to today. I always say a lot, and then I say relative to today. We got 128 at the 72s, another 100 right above that, another 120 at the 74s, 76s have like 96, 98, 71 consecutive sell orders here. So we could pull a quick pop here and really aggressively turn down. But this looks good back up towards VWAP. We got buyers stepping in off these lows. And it's really, again, I'm paying a little bit more attention to this cumulative volume delta here on Bookmap, which you can get from other platforms if you want. But I'm going to show you guys Bookmap right now and just take a look at this trade with you. Not a whole lot of profit, unfortunately, on that one. Tagged out, trailing aggressively. You know, I want that impulsive move. As we start to move, I really want that impulsive move to the upside. Didn't really get that. I think this thing's still going to go. So I don't know that I want to have trailed that tightly. I think I'm going to watch this thing rip in my direction. That's my thought process. I think that's going to have been too tight of a trail unless we pull this right here. Unless we pull just a quick wick and then immediately dip. But for me, I'm already going to tell you, I think this thing's going to pop back up. And I'm looking at that trade management just being a little too tight. Just being a little too tight. That's gun to my head. That's what I think we're going to do right now. Which it would behoove me to say I'm a genius and look how good I trailed my stop loss. And, you know, I think it's going to turn around now. That's why I got stopped. I think we're going to rip. But let me pull up a Bookmap because this was a pretty cool one to watch. Give you guys the juice, give you guys the sauce here. And while we're going to talk about Bookmap, I'm going to throw the link to Bookmap in the chat. If you want to check out Bookmap, they are running a wild deal. The codes are super long. I don't have them memorized. It's not RDF. Just hit me up. Hit me up somewhere if you want the Bookmap deal. It's like 50% plus 10% off of Global Plus for 3 months and 3 months of data, or 40% off annual. It's the best deal that I've ever seen since I've been working with them, partnered with them, since I've been using it. It's the best one that I've seen. So if you want to check that out, link is there. You can grab the code from me, from somebody else. I'll try to find it for the chat in a moment here. I can't run a banner, but hang on one second. Oh, that's not the right one. Dang, I'm really tripping here. There we go. So check this out. Check this out. If you look at where this was on the candlestick chart, right here, down on the bottom here, we have cumulative volume delta. This is the delta, the difference between buying and selling volume, right? Displayed by this nice little, I don't know what you call this over here. You could do a bar instead, and then you have the graph, right? The actual where it's printing what cumulative volume delta is relative to price action, right? As we started to come down here, you could see it right on the chart. We started to sell off really aggressively. We had some nice growing cumulative volume delta, right? And a bit of a divergence here where price continues lower and CVD starts to grow to the upside. What I've seen when it really strongly shifts like that, because if you take a look, we were dropping here. This was looking nice to the downside, right? This is like negative 1,000. Where are we at down here? You can see it. Negative 1,100, negative 1,200, right? We immediately see buying volume start to pick up and outweigh sellers. And look at what's happening on the chart here. Here we come all the way back up to VWAP. Damn, I knew that management was going to be too tight. I didn't know, but I right afterwards, obviously, hindsight 2020. But here, if we look at CVD starting to pop back up to the upside, it played very nicely today, right? Take a look at how that played all the way back up towards VWAP, right? Does it always happen like that? No, absolutely not. But it's something that I've started to notice. We also don't get so much of a shift all the time or a divergence type of a movement. But I noticed that if we're coming down into a level that I'm interested in getting involved at, and as we come down into that, we see a nice big, you can also see it in traditional volume, right? You don't have to use delta. You could just look at a traditional volume. As we see volume start to pick up aggressively, and if you are looking at a cumulative volume delta, you see buyers start to outweigh sellers at these levels, right? And then price start to react a little bit, maybe the way that we got, that might give you a little more confidence to look for a directional trade, right? A trade in that direction, a reversal in my case. So again, it's been really interesting to watch on days where we are selling off on a grinding higher CVD. Big reversals have occurred, right? We watched it not last week, but the week before. huge run up on like a super, it started to get to the top, super negative cumulative volume delta, started to get more and more negative. It was like negative 10 or 12,000 from the time that I anchor it, which is about 7:30 a.m. Into the middle of the day. And what do we get, right? Eventually, we got the cliff. So again, it's like any other tool. It doesn't always happen that way, right? You know, maybe slightly more often than not. I think you have to be able to have confidence in it and read it and understand it. But for me, I've been starting to pay more attention to it, right? For a long time, months and months and months, I just watched it, right? And now I start to utilize some pattern recognition where I see this happening and I go, oh, maybe my level's going to hold here, right? Maybe a little bit added confidence to jump in long, where I jumped in long. Again, caution as we came up to these sell orders right here, quite a bit on the book. Looks like buyers are going to break through it. Looks like we're going to rip through it. We started to get a little bit of selling pressure right in there, but we have continued higher so far up until right now. We're kind of pulling back just a little bit. But that's Bookmap. All right, Bookmap. No magic, nothing crazy, right? Simple stuff. You don't have to use Bookmap. You can use something else. You don't have to use order flow at all. You don't have to use Delta or at all. I keep my stuff pretty damn simple, but that's one that I've been paying a lot more attention to. And it kind of comes in place of a little bit more watching volume down here or watching volume on the visible range volume profile, right? I really try to stay limited to what I give myself. But that CVD is interesting. Really interesting off of Bookmap. So quick W, trailed out. That would have definitely given me some more juice to the upside, right? But here we are pulling back down. Interested to see where we go from here. I still think we're continuing higher. I think we're coming right back up through this, and I think unfortunately I'm trailed out here. This would have definitely tagged me, right? I definitely would have been tagged on that. But maybe I would have got another 100 or 2 out of this. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. And not done now that we're sitting pretty with $200 in profit across these accounts. That's the play, guys. Questions, concerns, thoughts on trading stuff, feel free to let me know. Yeah, coming back down on this one, guys. Coming back down. Just checking a couple messages, making sure we got this set up. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Scott's still short. Nice. Scott is still short. Sending it lower. Beautiful. Beautiful. Storm, what's up? What platform are you using? This is Project X. So, contrary to popular belief, Scott says Project X. It looks like Top Step X. Yeah. So, what's up? Grateful, man. What's happening? So, Project X is the platform that Top Step confusingly calls Top Step X. I think they were the first ones to work with them, have it. I think they're the gentleman who owns Top Step is somehow involved. But Project X is its own platform. There's multiple prop firms that are available from Project X. But if you look up here in the corner, the left-hand corner, you can see this green symbol, which would be for Top One Futures. You can see the account type I'm on. That would not be anything from Top Step. Kind of a confusing Scott, this one's playing for you, man. But yeah, kind of a confusing deal with them calling it Top Step X and continuing to call it Top Step X. I don't know why they do it nowadays. But yeah, it's Project X. Project X. It's always been Project X. So here we go. Scott getting paid, man. Making bacon. Calling this the bacon trade. Very nice. Trading Dream Team, what's up? Grateful Trader, what's happening, brother? Welcome to the show. I saw a message from you, I think in the Top One Discord I was clicking through. Code RDF still running, man. 55% off. You're not going to find one that beats that. You'll find others that match it, right, from other partners and stuff. But 55% off here, I'll throw it up real quick while we're watching this sell off. 55% off the Elite and Sim Pro accounts, and 35% off the Instant Standard stuff. And while we're hanging out on here, if you guys are on, 50K account giveaways coming up. Ralph, short 2, up. Ralph, man, there you go, out. Nice, man. Look at you guys making money the downside. Beautiful. Beautiful. I made money long, a little bit. You guys making money short. I'm watching what happens down around these 60s, right? So here was my initial level. Looking to the downside, the 50s are starting to load up. CVD dropped right back off. We are back down to an almost negative CVD. Just started to dip down below that. So again, talking about volume, we got sellers that stepped right back in, brought this thing lower. Interested to see. We did not continue the upside. Didn't pop back up to VWAP. Do we retest here and continue the upside? Do we trade out these 60s? I'm looking down here off these 60s for another potential shot at this. I'm going to watch what happens down here. What's up? Let's get this money. Greetings from Colombia. What's up? What's up? So Top Step X and Project X are the same platform, just different name. No. Project X here, let's make this simple for you guys. I know this is confusing, which is why I think it's like kind of doesn't make sense that Top Step calls it that. I don't know why. So let's share this screen, right? This is Project X, right? This is Project X that is the platform, right? The same way that like Tradeovate is a platform, that Motive Wave is a platform, Quant Tower, these different things, right? This is its own, case study with Top Step X, case study, right? This is its own platform. You have multiple ways to, do they have what platform? Hold on one second. Do we have like platforms or prop firms? Hang on one second. Let's see. Platforms, can you build how reliable systems? So this is the platform, guys, Project X. I guess that's the basic site that they're going to give us. I'd love to see what, because I thought they had a list. I had pulled up a list at some point. Trading view. Yeah, trading view integrated chart. Hang on one second. Because I thought they had a nice list. I thought they had a list on this site. Yeah, 23 prop firms that you could trade with on Project X, but yeah, that's what we're looking at here. That's what we're looking at here. Looks like they did the case study with Top Step. So I hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, functions the same, risk parameters are the same across all of them, right? Whether you trade with Top Step, Top One, or one of the other 23 that they mention they have for prop firms. Yo, Zach, can a prop firm be traded? Yes, yeah. So you actually can you trade directly from Bookmap? Essentially, is the question. Yes, you can trade directly from Bookmap if you want to. Can you trade prop firms? You can't trade certain prop firms, like Top One Futures is only on Project X. But other brokers, lots of other brokers, like live account, live cash account stuff, you can trade through Bookmap. And I believe some other prop firms allow you to trade directly through Bookmap. So yeah, you can. For me personally, I didn't have any interest in doing that, even as I got set up with a new live cash account. Believe when you click login, it'll pop up. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have any interest in doing that because I like a candlestick chart to trade off of, right? I like some of the automated trade management stuff that I could find with other platforms. So I didn't want to get set up to trade right with Bookmap on a Bookmap chart, but you can do that. I just like it for order flow specifically, just a separate platform that I could click around with, mess with, and I wanted to have something completely separate. And for me, I went with Motive Wave to start testing. Motive Wave is a platform only, right? Not a broker. And they have a iOS native setup. They have a mobile app which integrates cloud-based stuff, which is pretty cool. And they have really advanced charting and order flow offering. But along with that, a whole bunch of advanced wow, I'm watching this pop right back up. Didn't go and hit the 60s, but got close. They have a bunch of advanced trade management automation, which I want. Very simple what I want. I want auto break even plus an offset, and I don't know why Project X doesn't have it. I love Project X. I love the chart. I'm super annoyed that I have to, trade on something different because you can't trade with a live account on Project X yet. I think Top Step might try to monopolize that, unfortunately. But maybe plus 500 is going to open it up to everybody. But yeah, I want auto break even plus an offset. It's pretty simple. It's different than a regular trailing stop. Wow, this thing blasted right back up. So I wanted to see what happened as we came down through the 60s. If we came down to the 60s, filled what was down here, but that lightened up, and here we are right back through. I think we're coming through VWAP on this. This is looking really strong. I'm tempted on actually a long continuation. But I don't know that I would pull it from down here again. I think this continues. Here we are, right back all the way up to VWAP. Ooh, yeah, this looks strong. So yeah, I don't have a setup on this. I mean, there's a long play through here, but the risk structure is wide, right? I'd have to at least be below this low. I wouldn't want to have something right in here. I'd have to at least be below this low. And then what opportunity does that give me to the upside? I'd really be shooting for a continuation, which I think we might get. But I just don't love this risk structure, man. Interested to see if we pull back off of VWAP and then see maybe an opportunity to jump in. We get some heavy buying pressure as we pull back. Maybe it gives me away. Maybe. But this thing's looking strong, which is why I like the longs off the first trade and why I still like the longs today. How many accounts can you copy trade? Downtrend still intact. Scott, still looking down. Do your thing, man. How many accounts can you copy trade? You can copy trade up to 9 straight to sim funded pro accounts, which are instant funded accounts, but that are the more difficult intraday trailing drawdown ESS accounts, or 3 of the standard end of day trailing drawdown accounts with top 1 futures. So either 9 or 3. But you could hit the link in the chat. I'll throw it in there again if you want to check it out. Code RDF gets you the best deal. But if you're asking these types of questions, thinking that it's Top Step, you probably haven't checked it out just yet. I would read through the frequently asked questions page. I would do your research. And if you have a question, feel free to hit me up or hit support up, that type of deal. Bookbat been around a long time. I was using them in the early 2000s with Rothenhall, Collins, Brokerage, Chicago. Yeah, man. Bookbat's been around for a long time. A long time. Yep. It's legit. That's why I think so many traders use it. It's just, it's a really cool, intuitive platform. Really nice, interesting way to read order flow. This thing's looking really strong, guys. Pushing the upside. I don't have a way in on this. I honestly liked it as we started to come up. A 10-point stop that I like to run would have got me just below the low. And I think this thing is going to go right through the 85s. I think we're going right back up to 85s on this. I just don't have a good risk structure on this. I was looking for maybe a retest off of VWAP, pull back down, fake everybody out one more time, but this is looking strong to the upside. So I'm going to have to wait to see what happens when we get up here. Dang. Like the long, though. Like the long. Will there be a giveaway today? You asked that yesterday, and I responded, my brother. You asked it a couple times yesterday, so I will answer it one more time, and then I will block you from being able to chat. Here's the deal, so everybody knows the deal. Multiple 50K account giveaways up for grabs every week. Random days, random times on these live sessions. A form will drop. I will announce it in here. I'll say smash the like button. We'll try to hit some like goal. And a form will drop in here on all the platforms where you have a chance to fill it out. No purchase necessary. You don't have to hop in and ask if it happened. You'll know if it happened because you'll see a crazy chat and everybody yapping about numbers and stuff. And you don't have to ask if it's going to happen today or tomorrow or when it's going to happen because random days, random times, meaning I'm not going to tell you. So I hope that helps. Please don't ask the same question 47,000 times. Thank you, my brother. Downtrend still intact. Someone else laughing. You're the best. No, it is right. Timing's everything today. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Let's see. But I get it. I don't want to sound like a dick. If you're new here, you could ask, but I don't like to repeat myself to the same people if you've asked multiple times. Long from the 883s. Wait. Oh, you're in, you're trading, NQ. Nice. Smash the thumbs up. Zach's the best. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. NQ, yeah. Hell yeah. $200 on the long. 8 MES and taking partials. Wolf. Beautiful. Chat's making money long today, guys. Dang. Yeah, this looks strong, man. This looks strong as we came lower. We saw buyers step in. We saw buyers step in down here. This was my level that I was eyeballing on a second long, right? I tried it aggressive off of this without getting this area hit. Trying the 60s definitely would have been my play as we started to dip down here. I said it a couple times. I like this for a continuation trade to the upside. Oh, but just not a good way to structure risk, right? Maybe if I caught it right in here. Maybe if I caught it right in here, I would have been able to take it to the upside. And that one would look pretty good. That would look pretty damn good. But now we're going to wait and see. Choppy session so far. Sold off at the open, back up to the top. A little bit of downtrend structure, pulling all the way back up to trade the 80s. I'm looking at the 85s to the upside, guys. I want to see what happens up there. We got a lot on the book up there. Heavy CVD. This looks strong. This looks pretty strong. Interesting. Interesting. Right back up, man. Looking strong on this bad boy. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get here. Let's see, MNQ, nice. Looking short at 90. Nice. Start marking out highs for a pullback to enter entry point short or entry long. Yes, good question. I mean, this thing looks really strong. I don't know that I want to fade this now. Long opportunity, continuation, played obviously very nicely here. Unfortunately, didn't get the chance to jump in. Had a chance, but just wasn't quick enough as that started to shift. This looked really good for a continuation back through. So that one I'm really gonna have to take a look at again. Now, do I really want to fade this off of the 85s? I'm cautious, man. I'm cautious. This is looking pretty strong. If we're just gonna chop today, it's not gonna be a bad play, and I definitely don't have a long from up here. We pull back down to VWAP. Retest maybe the 75s. I want to see what happens as we do that. I could potentially be looking for a continuation on a pullback, but even that doesn't give me a way to structure risk. Really just too wide. And I'd be dead set in the middle of all this price action. I'm going to watch what happens as we start to pull back here. Short, I don't like the shorts that much, man. This looked very strong back through VWAP. I don't know that I want to fade this as we start to break. Now that we pulled all the way back through, buyers are outweighing sellers, took it right back through VWAP. Really just not taking their foot off the gas just yet. I could see a bounce of VWAP type of play today where we have a really strong move to the upside after a dip down lower, taking everybody out. I'm watching the 75s. I would need to see, for me to jump in this long, it's right at VWAP actually, but I need to see the 75s get taken. Yeah, and then I wouldn't mind considering this. Here we go. Let's see. Since I'm done for the day, I'm going to start trolling. Here we go. Yeah, no, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait and find out. Got to sweep 85. Do you journal? Yeah, guys, journal your trades. Everybody should be journaling. I think, as you get more advanced and, and you, if and when you decide to start trading live like a psychopath every day for hours on end, I create a real strong journal with live trading, which is pretty sweet. What I've really been liking to do lately over the last few months is go back through and just kind of review trades, look at a trade report, mark stuff up on a chart, and just kind of play through what went on, what I was looking at. So here we go into the 75s. I'm taking a look at this. What's up, Zach? Checking in. Never a good idea to bet against America. Yeah. Hang on one second, guys. Watching this off the 75s. I still like this long. That was right to VWAP. There's another 150 right down below price, but here we go for the bounce. I like this long. I just didn't get my level filled. Right down to the 75s. We got a couple hundred on the book. I'm considering this long. It's a continuation play rather than a from the extreme play. I missed my opportunity here. This would be actually an entry from the same spot. I need to see these buy orders fill. If we bounce here and come back through, trade's done, invalidated. But that's my opportunity. Trade through the 75s real quick. hold this real strong CVD, see some buying pressure continue, and look long from the middle ground of this. Look for a continuation up through those 85s, which I think we're going to tag, and maybe higher, where we got quite a bit on the book up there. 62.88 and 3/4 has 100. 62.90 has 100. 68.75, 68 and 3/4 has 120 down here. That could be a little bit dicey. So, but looking long on this, guys. Really haven't given up that long idea all day. This would have been nice from down here, though. Definitely would have been nice from down here. Yo, what's going on? Kingpin, Accountant Flames today. Yesterday was so fun. I'm back tuned in. What's up, guys? What's up? Appreciate you hopping on. Welcome. Waiting for VMA. Oh, excuse me, VMA. VWAP and VWMA. Got you. Got you. Yeah, I'm looking at this long, guys. Hang tight. Ooh, that's some selling pressure there. Not looking at it long now. Not looking at it long right now. Holy mackerel. That might be a dip before we just blast off, but I am not going to get involved on candles like that. Aggressive selling pressure. That looked really wiggly at the open of that candle. I don't know that we continue on that, but here we go with another comment on tariffs or something. Super aggressive. Yeah, here we go. Andrew's got it. You're always the first one to comment. Probably a Trump comment. You know, I don't want to get involved off of a level here, because here's what happened yesterday. Not to completely just move away from the chart. Here's what happened yesterday, right? We didn't bounce. So if you were buying here on the way back up, you know, there's your 20-point move lower. So going to hang out on that. Glad that I wasn't long. Off of VWAP right here. That would have sucked. But let's see what we get out of this. Call it out, Andrew. What was it? So I don't have to go to Financial Juice and pull it up. But yeah, welcome back, guys. If you hopped on late, one trade for a W, trailed out pretty quick. Didn't really get a shot to jump in there. Had a shot to jump in, but just wasn't fast enough to jump in on the second potential long. If you hopped on late, guys, I'm here every dang day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And this week, we are trading London Open. Going to be on 2:45 a.m. Eastern, having some fun with you guys. I did it on Friday last week. It was really cool. Had some big numbers on the stream, so I'm hopping back on to stream with you guys. I think that will be fun. You can smash subscribe. You can smash like. You can join on Kick, the live streaming platform. I'm streaming to Kick nowadays. X or YouTube, whatever your preferred platform is for now. Right back up on this one, man. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to touch this right now. I'm not going to touch this. The idea was, unfortunately, long off of the 75s, a crack of the 75s. Had we not aggressively wicked lower like that, here's what my trade would have looked like. Something like that to the upside, right? Maybe target in, what did I say, the 85s? That's what this opportunity would have looked like. That's really aggressive, super volatile. Liquidity gets pulled for a reason usually once the price starts moving like that, because everybody just says, okay, let's see what the market's going to do now based on that news. Tariff deadline won't be extended. Okay. Is it the August tariff deadline? Because we already got that news. What are they yapping about, man? These headline markets are exhausting, man. Really exhausting. Yeah, okay. So they're just locking in that August 1st, right? I think it was August 1st. Again, not that I really pay too much attention to fundamentals, guys. I trade the chart in front of me. I'm never going to be quick enough, in my humble opinion, to hear that news before everybody else does. And then even if I am, I'm still guessing how the market's going to interpret it, right? And really what's going to happen after it, the immediate just crazy wick. Trump tariffs will start being paid on August 1st. There has been no change in this date, and there will be no change. That's him tweeting it, or Truth Social. So there you go. Oh, there you go. Ralph copy and pasted it. Nice. Crazy, out of nowhere. Yeah, guys, these are, so again, there's a slang term. I don't know if it's slang, but there's a term for these markets that we're trading right now. Headline markets. Headlines meaning a news headline, and headline market meaning that the market's reacting harshly and volatile, with a lot of volatility to every headline that prints as they come in. The only thing I could say about trading these markets is they can be pretty exhausting. The only thing I could say is, like yesterday when I was on the wrong side of it, you just got to have your stop in place and be comfortable with with whatever that number is, plus a little bit in case you get slipped, because it can happen in the blink of an eye. And I guess the only hope is that you're on the right side as many times as you're on the wrong side, which I think you will be just by the nature of the markets and either going short or long. That's the way that I handle these. You might say I jump in on volatility, I fade the initial movement, I trade for a continuation of that volatility, I size up. You might say I don't trade at all when I think around that time is going to happen, or before or after, right? There's different ways to handle this stuff. For me, when I see it immediately start printing, if I'm not in a trade, I'm not going to jump right in, right? If I'm already in a trade, let it rip, right? Let it do its thing, like yesterday. Unfortunately, I was on the wrong side of that one. So, but yeah, spike can be a buzzkill, man. That's way past my bedtime, Zach Scott. Yeah, no, that's for the London streams are for the guys on the other side of the world. Guys and girls on the other side of the world. All right, stopped and locked out. Yep, nothing wrong with that. And what I could say, really, guys, that the big determining thing you could do here, if you take a stop out, like a crazy stop out, you get wicked out, try not to go crazy. Try not to get super frustrated and start YOLOing stuff or trading like a madman for profit or loss, or it can be frustrating to deal with, right? But the markets as a whole are very random on the short term. There's always going to be, these types of difficult movements that we have to deal with. If you're caught on the wrong side of them, the best thing you can do is just chill out, reset. If you feel yourself getting emotional, getting tilted, lock it up. Just walk away, right? Like the gentleman just here said. AVS, Phoenix trading looking long. Okay. I was in, lost 400 on that, but still up 700. Just watching right now. There you go, Ralph. There you go. Yeah, I'm just chilling on this one. Here we go to the downside. Does this drive us lower like yesterday, man? Market really not liking this this tariff news. I don't think so. For me, maybe I'm carrying a long bias, but I'm still looking at this long based on what I'm seeing on the chart, but not above like the 60s. I would need to see a test of the 60s, maybe down around overnight low to give this a shot. Andrew, what are we seeing, man? Because I know you got the premium subscription to Financial Juice and you're listening to Squawk because you're always the first one to call it out. We got more news from him? Oh, look at that, man. Look at that. Watch this on Bookmap, guys. I'm watching for the 60s. Oh man, it's too volatile. I want it long off the 60s. This is just dicey, man. This is a face ripper. I might pull it with one for you guys. I'll run it. If we don't bounce here, I'm going to take it off the 60s. I'll run it. We'll have some fun. But this is one of these where you either generate a really nice quick win or a harsh loss. So I'll run it with one on half risk for about $500. Unless we bounce here, we come all the way back up and then come down, it invalidates the trade. But let's just take a look. I'm gonna watch what happens. Oh, hold on. As I'm speaking, I'm zooming out on Bookmap. 50's got a lot. Here comes the discretion. The 60s look pretty good. It's the level that we've had liquidity at all damn day. It's down into an area of volume. If I zoom out on the 15-minute, it is above that overnight low, and we got some stuff getting moved around down near the 50s and the 55s now also. So I'm not going to take it right off the 60s. Backtracking on that immediate comment, I'm going to watch what happens if we come down to the 60s. If we bounce here all the way back to VWAP, I'm not looking long anymore. That would be just, the missed opportunity. It'd be right now off the 65s, right? 67s. I don't know that we rip everybody's face off again like yesterday. I just don't think we do. I think this is going to be a real frustrating take everybody out that got long up high and then come back up based on market structure, volume, and order flow. That's my read of this. So again, key level that I was watching all morning from the start of the stream was the 60s. I'm still interested down there if we don't pull all the way back up through VWAP now. When we get down there, I said I was going to get ready to run it. I'm going to wait. Because we got too much now at the 55s and the 50s. We might want to go pull that overnight low. Go pull down to that overnight low level. And if we blast off from here, it's fine. I'm not throwing a trade on here with a stop loss right below. Let's see what we get, chat. Let's see what we get, chat. I'm watching this market, so I'll come back to you guys. I see a couple pings popping up. I'll come back to chat with you guys. But let's see what we can do here. Here we go. Here we go into the 60s. No, I still think we're coming through this. Oh, let's see. Or do we just need a sweep of that low to come back up? I still think we're coming lower. I'm now looking if we blast through these 60s down towards the 50s, if not lower. But let's watch this. We got some movement, so always fun to watch the market move rather than watching paint dry. Ooh, starting to bounce here. Yeah, this is pretty wild, guys. If you're trading this, I'd be cautious. We got some movement out of this. It's pretty dang back and forth. I'd be cautious. And if you're just not comfortable trading a lot of volatility as it starts to come into the market, there's nothing wrong with just saying, okay, I'm gonna go take a walk and chill out, or I'm just gonna watch Zach try to trade this. These markets start to get really wild like this. So I'm watching for a specific level to start to get tagged, some liquidity to the downside to get filled for a potential long. But I'm not sure that we get it. So check this out, guys. I think you know what time it might be. You guys have been hanging out on here for an hour and a half with me. We took a W. We got, we got like 70 some odd people between X and YouTube, and I can't see Kick unless I go to Kick itself. Guess what time it is, guys? It's giveaway time. We are going to drop. Oh, whoa, it's not pinned yet. Smash the like button. Hold on. Wait, I'm not run that one yet. It's giveaway time. Go ahead and smash the like button. Soon as we get up to, let's see how many people we got on here. Yeah, you guys are smashing the like button. We got 30 something likes. You gotta run that up to 50. We'll make it nice and easy. We'll run that one up to 50. You guys smash the like button. I'm not gonna hold your feet to the fire today. We'll run it pretty quick. We're gonna have fun here. Go ahead, smash the like button, smash subscribe if you want to be a part of this. But we're getting ready to drop a form to win a straight to funded 50K pro account from Top 1 Futures. Let me just go ahead and get this form set up while you guys are hitting the like button. We can leave the market open because we're starting to bounce here. Let's go ahead and get this rolling, guys. It's a giveaway day. You see, if you hung out here, where's the other dude who asked me 5 times? If you hung out here, you got a chance to win. So hang tight, guys. I'm getting the form set up right now, and we will get this thing rolling. It is July 8th. Somebody's getting funded. Somebody is getting funded with a 50K account. Let me go ahead and set the form up for you guys. Boom. We are ready to roll. We are ready to roll. All right, let's see what we got, guys. Let's see what we got. See what you guys are chatting about. Let's see what we had. Yeah, you guys know the drill. Smash the like button. We will get a form to drop here in the chat. We're going to get somebody funded with a 50K straight to funded account. Sellers in control. Andrew has said no subscription. What's your usual stop loss, Colby? My usual stop loss is 10 points. I've been running a fixed 10-point stop loss just for simplicity with these accounts. Really just for tighter risk control. I do make it market structure and volume and order flow related, but that 10-point stop has been pretty comfy for me here in ES. That'll have to be adjusted with volatility as stuff starts going crazy. But that's about where I'm running. Below levels of structure usually, and order flow, right? Below levels of liquidity. So there's a control falling knife. Yeah. Look out. Range is forming 2. Don't do it if you aren't comfy. Yeah. Summer trading, man. Zach, I'm trying to stop moving my trades to break even, but I've been getting rinsed for 7 trades straight. I think I'll go back. Listen, man, Kingpin, talking about moving stop loss to break even. Review your trades. Don't have hindsight bias and only do what happened on the last trade. Review a large sample size of your trades and take note. Does moving stop loss to break even help you more than it hurts you? Right? You should be able to do this. You probably need to start journaling a little bit clearer and able to be able to do this. And if you want a great trading journal, an automated one, TradeZella. TradeZella is a great option for that. Unpredictable. 60s is a significant level. Yep, we came right back up without testing those 60s, unfortunately. Yeah, longs are the play, but this is wild. This is pretty wild. Scott pulled a quick scalp. Very nice. Very nice. Initial balance. Yep. Yes. Wow, tight. Okay. Let's see. He left after you cooked him. No, I didn't. Listen, man, I don't cook anybody. I didn't say I'd apologize, but I said I don't want to be a dick, which, excuse my language for anybody that's on here. I think it's pretty, just not considerate, right? If you ask a question and then I respond to you and I take time and I show you an image and I speak for 3 or 4 minutes, and then you come the next day and you start asking the same question repetitively, right? So either you're asking the question and then you're having me just talk, which is rude and inconsiderate, or you're just not paying attention, right? So, I have to say it after the second time, but I took the time to explain it first, the whole thing again. So, again, I try to be level-headed, right? I don't want to offend anybody or anything. I try to be down the middle with that stuff, but that's definitely one thing. I do a lot of stuff here. I give people a lot of time, and I've had that happen before in Discord, multiple, somebody comes in, asks a question, and I write like 5 minutes, right? I'll write like a whole paragraph, or I do like a voice message. And then like an hour later, they like spam the chat with the same message. And I'm like, all right, man, come on, you know? Like you came in, you asked me a question, something simple, right? Something I repeat all the time. And then, you know, I got to repeat myself. So anyway, no offense to that gentleman, right? At all. Hop in, you can win the forum. You know, just if you're asking somebody a question and they answer it the first time that you ask in detail, maybe don't ask the same question again. Or if you need a clarification, you know, go ahead and ask, but not the same question 100 times. New people, everybody hops in and asks that. Everybody hops in and asks, when's the giveaway? When's the giveaway? When's the giveaway? I get it. And then I say, random days, random times. So, we got the form filled out. Let's see. We got a form ready to drop. How'd you guys do? You guys are running it up. You're running up a little bit. You're keeping it light today, though. I'm gonna say here. Let me reset this. Yeah, since I'm streaming through. There we go. All right. I'll make it easy. I'll drop it back, guys. A couple more of you hit the like button and we'll drop it. A couple more. We'll make it easy. Smash the like button if you're on YouTube. Say something. Hit like, follow, do something if you're on Kick. We're getting ready to drop a form. I don't think you could do much on X, but I'll drop it in there on X for you guys as well. Let's go ahead and do it. It's giveaway time, y'all. It's giveaway time. Like I said, I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire. There we go. We got a couple more that rolled in. Very nice. You guys are all playing nice today. Very nice. We are dropping the form in the chat today. Here it is. Bum, 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 bum. Giveaway form is live in the chat. Let me get rid of that banner so we don't block it up. I'll give you guys about 10 minutes to get that one filled out. For y'all on X, hang tight. I'm going to drop it in there as well. I'm playing nice with everybody. Everybody gets a chance. Hang on, because I physically have to come over and do it. Remember, guys, do not spam the form and hang out because you have to claim it. You have to claim the account. Go ahead and fill the form out. You will get a chance to win a straight to funded 50K pro account. Hang out on the stream if you fill it out. We're going to announce the winner in 10 minutes. You got to be here to claim it on whatever platform that you're on. Hang on, guys, on X. I'm trying to get this to you. There we go. And boom. There we go. Now we're all over the place. Is it on Kick too? Yeah, it's on Kick too. Nice. Nice. Get that one filled out, or don't if you don't want to, but there's a chance to win a 50K account from Top 1 Futures. No purchase necessary. No crazy information outside of some basic contact info. Nice. Responses are rolling in. We'll give you guys 10 minutes. Let's call it 11:17. Call it 11:17. We'll get the winner announced. All right. Let me go grab some water. I'll be right back while you guys get that one filled out. Back in action with you guys. Let's see what's going on, chat. What's going on? Yeah, giveaway time. So go ahead, get the form filled out. We'll drop the winner at 11:17. Remember, hang out on the chat. You got to claim it. So use a good name. Is the all-day lockout for 24 hours? Yes. No. It's until the next trading session. Train with Luhan. It's until the next trading session. If you lock yourself out for the day, it locks you out until the next trading session. So if you set it to liquidate and block, it locks you out until then. AVS Phoenix Trader, what's up? Yeah, thank you. What's the difference between Straight to Funded Pro and Instant Sim? Well, let's take a look at that together, my friend. Here is the Top 1 Futures website. And if you scroll down right here, you will see a couple differences right off the bat, right? Here's your Instant Sim Funded, your normal standard funded, and here's your Straight to Funded Sim Pro. I also have a YouTube video, breaking this down side by side in detail. But here's some key differences right off the bat. And then what I encourage you to do is come up here and go to the frequently asked questions page and read through all of the detailed information, which is the same on all of the other major prop firms. They put everything under the frequently asked questions page for whatever reason. They give you the basics here. So comparing these two side by side, right off the bat, if you look at prices, the Instant Sim Funded is significantly more money, but that's for a reason. With the Straight to Sim Funded Pro, again, code RDF actually gets you a better deal. This is like 150 something because you get 55% off instead of just 50. But cheap price, you have a slightly tighter trailing max drawdown, and it's an intraday trailing drawdown. That's a major difference here. Intraday trailing drawdown here on the Straight to Funded Sim Pro, which is, in my humble opinion, harder than the end of day trailing drawdown on the Instant Sim Funded, the standard Instant Sim Funded. Along with that, on the Sim Funded Pro, you have minimum trading days to pay out, plus you have minimum profitable trading days. If you take a look at that, if I scroll over it, 7 of the 10 trading days have to be 0.1% of the initial balance. So if you're trading a 50K account, you got to put up at least 7 $50 green days. 150K would be $150 days. Along with that, you don't have that with the Instant Funded. It's just minimum trading days, and you can remove it at checkout. You could actually pay to not have any minimum trading days, and as soon as you hit the consistency score, you can request a payout, along with the profit target. Along with that, another more difficult piece of the Straight to Funded Sim Pro, you have an ESS score, Equity Stability Score. This takes into account, and I have a video on this if you want to check it out, this takes into account both your largest winning day and your largest losing day. More difficult to work with than just a standard consistency score right at the 20% for the Instant Sim Funded. Big benefit of the Straight to Funded Sim Pro. I'm going to try to get these right. You can copy trade up to 9. Current promotion, you can copy trade up to 9 of these accounts. It's a lot of leverage, over $1 million in Sim Funded capital right off the bat that you can copy trade. You also get considered for a live account after only 2 payouts from the same account here. On the Instant Sim Funded, you can copy trade up to 3 of them. It takes 3 payouts from the same account to get considered. The profit targets are the same on these. In order to request a payout, and the max payout amounts that you can request are also the same. So some key differences there, right? Some advantages and disadvantages. And I think it's cool that you have an option, right? You might say, hey, Zach, I'm confident in my trading. I've traded with a whole bunch of other firms that have intraday trailing drawdown. I'm cool with that, right? I'm going to copy trade 9 of these 50Ks, and that's going to be badass. You might say, intraday trailing drawdown sucks, and I don't know what that ESS rule is, but I don't want to take the time to figure it out. I want to just trade one 25K Instant Sim Funded account, right? Totally cool. You want to copy trade 350Ks, right? There's different options for everybody. Last but not least, just worth noting, they have a really inexpensive challenge account, right? And again, these are 55% off, so even cheaper than this. You can be taking a challenge account. It's a 1 day to pass. One thing that is worth noting for sure is you still have a consistency rule on the funded account if you get in, but it is a little bit wider, which is cool if you're comfortable taking challenges. So different options from Top 1 Futures, but those are the key pieces. If you want to really do a side-by-side, you can watch my video, which is pinned everywhere. It's in the Discord. It's on my YouTube everywhere. And also, last but not least, make sure you go to the frequently asked questions up here at the top and you read through the rules. You read through all of this detailed stuff, right? So I really understand all of the different stuff, right? Important to do that. Hopefully that helps answer that question. Yeah, you guys were answering a question on lockout. Yep, you guys are right there, right? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's going on? Oh God, Wolf. Yeah, you're really asking for it. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't ask. Definitely don't do that. Is micro scalping allowed at top 1 futures? No, no, it is not. Here is the rule that would prevent you from doing that. There's a minimum. Well, I don't know what you define as micro scalping, but there's a minimum hold time rule, and I'll show you it right now. You have a minimum 10 seconds. Minimum 10 seconds. Hang on one second. There we go. You have a minimum 10-second rule. So it's under prohibited practices, right? Here's a whole bunch of different things that you're definitely not supposed to be doing. This bad boy right here. No ultra high frequently scalping with top 1 futures. If you are a super scalper, you're a hyper scalper, again, this one might not be for you. Most firms that I watch do have this in place. Some of the major ones don't, and they just allow you to do whatever you want to do. But here you go. Occasional minor violations are tolerable, but if anywhere close to 50% of more of your total profit, like if most of the money you're making is coming for trades under 10 seconds, or most of your trades just in general are under 10 seconds, you're not gonna play nice with that. So, I think that's just a standard. Like, do I trade with under 10 seconds all the time, right? Like, am I hyper scalping? For me, and you guys see the way that I trade, not a worry, right? If I hop into one trade and it blasts to my take profit and it's 4 seconds, no problem, right? It's not most of my trades. It's not most of my profit. If most of your trades and most of your profit are coming from trades, in the 5-second range, right? You're tick scalping or something like that. Unfortunately, top 1's not going to be for you, right? Live account going to work well for that, maybe. There's some other firms out there that allow. 10-second rule. Yeah, I asked thrice now, so I'll get 10 entries. No 10 entries. That's really hard to do under 10 seconds. Yeah. It's most of it is to prevent just exploitation of sim fills and just wild hyper scalping that I think can be really difficult to manage risk on the back end. Also to prevent just high frequency trading bots to be used, that type of stuff, even though that's really not that much of a concern, I don't think. But other firms have it, right? Some other major ones have like 50% or more of your profit has to be held for 5 seconds or longer. Just stuff to really prevent like super duper hyper scalping. So, all right. We had the giveaway form up for a while. Let's go. We got somebody taking number 17 before anybody else does. There we go. Guys, it is time for the giveaway. Last chance. The form is in the chat. If you didn't fill it out, I'm going to give you one more minute. I'm going to throw it in the chat again for you guys. Just for those stragglers, if you hopped on late, there's the form. If you don't win today, remember, guys, we're doing this every dang week. Multiple 50K straight to funded account giveaways. And I think you got a pretty good chance to win because I'm about to tell you how many people filled this form out. I don't know, man. I got light viewers on here today because you guys got great odds. There's 45 people that filled the form out. There's actually way more people watching. If I total everything up, there's significantly more. So all good. You guys don't have to fill anything out. The guys that do fill it out, you got a great chance to win. I actually enjoy it because when I was filling stuff out, I was like, oh man, they got thousands of people on here. I'll never win. I'm watching people from the Discord start to win. People that are on here all the time start to win. It's awesome. So you see the numbers in the chat. Here's the added bonus. If you pick your number and you win, not just if you pick your number and not just if you win, but if you pick your number and you win, I'll also hit you with an additional cash, $100 cash bonus. So again, you have to win the actual giveaway and you have to pick your correct number. It almost happened. It actually got close. Only pick one number. This isn't spam the chat with 100 numbers. Only pick one number. If you pick two numbers, go ahead and delete the first one or whatever one you want because I'm going to go scroll back through and take a look. Let's see. Who's already got too many numbers up here? Nah, you guys are pretty good. One number. Remember, one number. Also, don't spam the form. If you filled it out, don't spam it more than one time. If you do that, you're just gonna get yourself banned. But you guys have been pretty good, so nobody's been doing that. Yeah, so getting ready to close this out right now, guys. Last chance, get the form filled out. It's still live. Yeah, here we go. There's always like last ditch people rolling in. We're up to 46 now. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get. All right, here we go, guys. Getting ready to close out responses right now. All right, we have, drum roll, we have numbers 2 through 47 on the board today. Numbers 2 through 47 on the board today. Let's see what we can do. Random number generator is getting loaded up right now. Pick your number in the chat. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, we have between numbers 2 and 47. Let's see what we can get rolling here. Live giveaway form. Quick double check to make sure that nobody completely spammed it. Again, guys, I go back through and double check. If you filled the form out more than one time, you're not going to win. If you fill it out using your mom's and your grandma's and your dad's email, you're also not going to win because it comes straight from top one and you can only have one account with top one. So you're just not doing yourself any favors. But this looks pretty good. I think everybody played by the rules. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. All right, chat. Random number generator is up. We are going between numbers 2 and 47. Random number today is number 33. We have number 33 on the board. Let's see who number 33 is. Wow, this is actually, this is somebody that you were going to say that I might have picked this person. Unfortunately, it's not you, Wolf. I'm very sorry. But we got Colby Clark for the win on this one, who was chatting in chat earlier, has been here a lot, and is from Discord. Number 33, Colby Clark. Congratulations. Let's see what you picked out. Let's see what you picked out. Hang on one second. Scrolling through. Did anybody hit number 33? Oh, shit. He was the first. Oh, excuse my language. He was the first one. And he picked number 33. Oh, he finally got one, dude. Cash bonus for Colby Clark. Yo, that's wild. All right, I'm going to screenshot it so you guys know I'm not full of shit. Hang on. I'm going to screenshot this so you know I'm not full of crap. Hang on one second. Because this is fun. Is this going to dox myself? I can't dox anybody on the forum, but hang on one second. I'm literally going to share the screen. Hang on one second. This is am I doxing anything here? No. This is the random number generator that I clicked between 2 and 47, straight from Google. Very, very simply, right? There it is, number 33, which I always screenshot after because somebody always yells at me and tells me I'm picking my friends. And I'm going to screenshot the live, I'm going to screenshot the form of him and share this. Hang on one second. Oh shit, I can't share your guys' last names and stuff. Hang on one second. I'm gonna share this so you know I'm not full of shit. But we got a winner, a bonus cash winner, Colby Clark with the account. He was actually the first person to pick a number. I knew someone was gonna get it at some point. Hang on one second. Chat. I know this doesn't show you much. Can I share this on the live? Hang on one second. I know this doesn't show you much, but it's genuinely from a just a Google giveaway form. Hang on, see if I can share this. Can I share this little thing? Well, I'm going to dox your email, Kobe. I won't do that to you. All right, I can't do it, but I've got it saved, and I'll show you guys. We have a double winner, number 33. Hang on one second. Let me bring this back up. Number 33, Colby Clark, cash bonus, and the account. I'd love to see that one, man. I was hoping somebody would get it pretty soon, and awesome, man. Really awesome. I'm glad that someone got that one. That's hysterical, man. And he was the first one. No, it's fine. All right, let me share it. He said it's fine. Let me share it. Hang on one second. Just so you guys know how I run this. We run this random. Wolf will tell you. He's been here all the time. He yells at me. I like Wolf. I think he's a little bit of a troll, but and I usually don't like trolls at all, but I think he's a pretty good guy. Can I share this window? Hang on one second. I don't know if you guys can see this. We got the winner. I took a screenshot of it real quick, but we got winner Kobe Clark at number 33. I know that doesn't show you a whole lot, but that's just a screenshot from the giveaway form as everybody comes in, gets filled out. Congrats, bro. Congrats. That's funny. I was hoping somebody would get it, but it's pretty hard to also win and pick your correct number. So congrats to Kobe, man. That's awesome. I'm glad that somebody got this one. Let me go ahead and throw the chart back up here. Kobe, I will reach out to you after the stream. Top One Futures actually will reach directly out to you, and you will be getting yourself a $50K straight to funded account from Top One Futures. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Scott was close. Yeah, Scott was close. I'll tell you who was right there. I'll tell you who was right there because it doesn't matter. Ralph, you were number 32, and Armot, you were number 34. Armrut, you were number 34. Anyway, W's in the chat. Everybody give Kobe the congratulations, man. Jesus is number 33. Bro, say your prayers right now, man. That's awesome. I love it. I love it, man. Congrats on that, Kobe. Congrats on that. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. So, guys, remember, if you didn't win today, as this market's just selling back off, crazy price action. If you didn't win today, we have multiple of these up for grabs. You guys can hop on here the rest of the week. You will not miss out on a chance to win if you're on these live streams. I love giving back. Going to be doing more fun stuff like this. I think I'm going to have to add something in. I'm going to add something in for if you just guess the number, but you don't get it right. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know. It's probably not going to be cash or an account. It'll be something fun, but I'm going to have to add something in because the guess the number game is really fun along with the actual account giveaway. But yeah, that'll be fun, man. I'll be hitting you up after the stream. Top One Futures will reach out to get you the account. This one's been fun, guys, for sure. Yeah, Kobe, Top One Futures is going to email you directly with the account to get set up, whether or not you have an account with them or not. But also, I'm going to hit you up to get you $100 cash since you picked Jesus' number, which is awesome, man. I love that. You were the first person to call a number out. I didn't even say to call a number out, and you were the first person to call out 33. So that is awesome, dude. Super awesome, man. I love it. Everybody else, man, hop on the stream. We'll be back here 2:45 a.m. for 2:45 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to be trading live for London Open. Going to be having some fun. Getting a little bit of scalping action going. I don't know how it's going to go, but I know it'll be fun if you guys are hopping on with me. Along with that, 9:30 a.m. the rest of the week, every damn day here on YouTube, X, and Kick. Streaming live, giving accounts away, taking W's, as you can see. Not a whole lot today, but can't complain. Small green recovered a little bit of that $500 L from yesterday. Not everything got trailed out, but got out of a long before Trump came in and wicked the market all over the place. I would trade safe the rest of the day, guys. This is pretty choppy back and forth price action, but that's up to you. Remember, guys, quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Trading is risky. Almost all traders lose money. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top One Futures, Code RDF, Bookmap, and others. I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. All these disclaimers are down below the videos everywhere. If you want to check it out for yourself, go to realdealfutures.com. Talk to you guys soon. See you live here, 2:30 a.m. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to try not to mess this up. 2:45 a.m. Eastern for London Open and again at 9:30 a.m. Eastern for New York Open. We're streaming. We're going to stream like crazy, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of the day.